If you're a caregiver, the challenges with bonding with a child with vision and hearing loss, or a child that's been in the hospital for a while, or the child that continues to have, who's medically fragile or continues to have medical complications, there are a lot of challenges. Your emotions are intense. You may have a feeling of loss because you lost the child that you imagined. Okay, there may be some guilt. There may be some inadequate feelings. Am I going to be able to handle this? Oh my gosh, what am I going to do? You might be afraid that the baby's going to die. You know, is this baby going to make it? You may have been separated during the early weeks, or maybe the baby had to be rushed back to the hospital. So that for babies with vision loss, that primary bonding experience of gazing at you from this distance, which we know that's how far they can see at term, they won't have that. They won't have that experience, so it makes it hard because the mom doesn't get the feedback either. She doesn't see the baby looking at her and gazing back. So sometimes moms will feel like the baby's not interested or doesn't care or doesn't recognize her. So it's going to be up to us, up to you, to help her realize, help that mom realize, well, you know, maybe she can't see you, but she knows that that's your arms instead of somebody else's arms, or she recognizes how you smell. So it's going to be up to you to help her feel better and to give her some tools for how she can bond with her baby, even though you can't see each other. So if you're an infant, okay, same thing, you might have been separated from your mom, you don't really know. It might be really hard. Again, this is that most special time for bonding, and if you're a baby that's having difficulty feeding, you're going to have a hard time bonding because you're concentrating on trying to get fed, and that can continue later on too, not just here. You're not going to have the same kind of visual and auditory feedback, that cooing, that back and forth stuff that happens. And the self-regulation, the baby may have difficulty being calm enough to be ready to even just lay there with mommy and talk and be fed by mommy or play with mommy or do a little game. So there's a lot of challenges for both of them. Some things that you can do to help are to provide some support to that caregiver. You know, like I said, point out things like, oh, well, she might not be able to see you, but she probably recognizes, she knows that you're holding her. She knows how you smell. Some of the things that we just did to educate about communication and signals, you know, finding some pictures or just pointing out, well, you know what, I think she might be a little bit tired right now. Do you think that might be the case? Oh my gosh, you know, she just hiccuped. I wonder if, gosh, maybe there's too much going on. And then you can introduce a strategy. Maybe there's too much going on. Let's try making it a little darker in here, or let's try having brother and sister play somewhere else. So you need to be ready to provide some strategies as you're pointing out what's happening, and so you'll be able to educate and support and provide strategies to that mom or the other family members. And don't forget to let them use other sensory channels, okay? The sense of touch, minimizing the distractions, because again, they're working really hard to take in whatever they can. And then a routine. We all like things that are predictable, and when a baby learns that every time mom does this, or every time grandma does this, or every time my big sister does this, this is what's going to happen next, it just allows them to bond and to begin to develop that relationship that you didn't get to do right from the get-go. So you have to work at it a little bit harder.